Hello, my brothers and sisters. It has been long since we last had a conversation about medicals and medical exams for the DV lottery winners and which is supposed to be done before going for the visa interviews. So in this video, I want us to discuss on a serious note on what is the best way to do if you as the principal applicant or one of your derivatives or more of your derivatives test positive for tuberculosis during medical examinations. Should you proceed to the interviews or should you postpone your visa interviews to a later date? As you all know, tuberculosis is a test which is a must for everyone going for the DV lottery visa interviews. And for the adults, it is a chest X-ray exam, while for the kids, it is blood test, but the emphasis is laid on the adults. When the chest X-ray is done and the doctor finds that you have some signs of passive or active tuberculosis, you will be put on hold and you will be subjected to a further tuberculosis test. And the most common one is the sputum culture test, which takes a longer period of time for the results to come out. You will be told to report to the medical facility that was doing your DV medical exams every morning for 5 days, providing your sputum samples for a further tuberculosis test, which normally takes like 60 days for the test results to come out. So that is why I always advise all DV winners, if they can go for tuberculosis test in their local hospitals or facilities for tuberculosis screening before going for the DV lottery medical exams. This is very important because if you discover that you have tuberculosis, you can start early treatment such that by the time you go for the DV medical exams, you could have done with tuberculosis treatment, and when the x-rays will be done, it will come out clear or negative. But I know what you can do if you have gone for your medical exams and you are told that you have tested positive for tuberculosis. What are you going to do? Will you see that one as the end of your dream of coming to the United States? The answer is no. Should you cancel for your visa interviews? Or are you going to proceed with your interviews with the positive tuberculosis test. And for your information, the medical facility mandated to carry out your medical exams will always send your medical report to the embassy, whether it is positive or negative, indicating the name and the person who is affected by the medical report. They go to an extent also indicating their passport numbers. So my big question is, what are you going to do in this case? My simple advice, as usual, is that you need to proceed with the interview, and the worst thing that will happen is you are going to be put on administrative process, that is AP, and be given a yellow paper indicating that they still need your medical exam from the facility that you carried on your medicals from. This is the best option because rescheduling DV lottery interviews is not easy, and if you manage, it will take a long process. It is time consuming, and in some cases, you may miss the visa interviews if it was close to the end of the DV lottery fiscal year. I know this is a risk procedure because it has financial implications, more so paying for the visa interview, and at the end the visa is not given because of positive tuberculosis test and confirmation of the same. But most people have followed this route, and at the end they have succeeded. More especially those who are sure that they don't have tuberculosis, even if the testing facility says otherwise. Tuberculosis X-ray will always come out positive if you have ever had tuberculosis in the past, treated and recovered. Tuberculosis will always affect your lungs. It causes some small holes in your lungs. So when you are treated and you recover, it will leave permanent scars in your lungs. And these are the scars that will appear on your chest X-ray. So with the scars in your lungs, just prepare yourself that you will be subjected to a further TB test before you are given a clean medical sheet from the IOM or the facility that was doing your medical exams for the DV lottery processes. So you should not be worried if you are sure that you do not have tuberculosis. Even if it is positive with the chest X-ray, they will subject you to sputum test for 5 days. You come in the morning before eating anything. They take a sample or samples of your sputum. They test that one, and the test in this case, what they call as the culture sputum test, takes like 2 months for the test results to come out. And when it is negative, the report will be sent to the embassy, and you will be called, or you will get an email from the embassy informing you about the feedback from the medical facility that you took your medical exams from. Then you'll be told to go for your passport, or you present your passport for visa stamping, and now the visa will be approved to you. So you should not be worried about it. It is normal. Most people have gone through it. The only challenge is if this happens towards the end of the DV fiscal year, let's say the month of August, September there, when the fiscal year is coming to the end, you will not be given the visa, because by the time the results will be out, that fiscal year will be out, unless you have done the interviews and you will be waiting for the positive or negative report from the medical facility. So finally, what we do here is we give our personal opinion, but the final decision must always come from you. Either to go for the DV interviews, or you cancel the interviews to the later date, because you know it's all about money. So that's why we say that we advise, but it's you now to have the final say, because it is you who is going through the process. It's you who is going to pay for these processes. So you discuss with your family and agree which is the best way to move forward. And at the end of the day, whatever decision you make, it is all yours. It's either going to affect you positively or negatively, depending on the outcome and the choices that you make. So thank you, my good friends, for your support. And I will never take this for granted. We always encourage you to be sharing our videos. Subscribe to this channel